how to grow your business audience on social media. Moving on. So yeah, basically, the objective of this particular seminar is that at the end of this seminar and this workshop, as the case may be, we want to have been able to refresh our mind on what social media is, especially from the business perspective, what it stands for, right? From the business perspective. Because yes, we are all business owners as far as this particular group is concerned. We have one business venture or one business interest or the other. So when we're looking at social media, of course, we want to now relate it to, how does it affect our business? What is it like that and things like that? Yes, at the end of the day too, we should be able to now understand the necessary platforms that we need to pitch our niche, as the case may be, that we need to pitch our tent in terms of, which of the network to which of the platform to actually drop our postings and things like that. Yes, we want to also look at how relevant is social media to business, right? Does any revenue actually come or accrue from the operation of or the existence of social media, right? What is the impact? What are the general impact that social media platforms should have or is having on our businesses and even our individual lives? We want to be sure because I believe that um, I believe that every particular business group or person or project has a project. You have a particular project delivery time, execution time. Basically, you have all those mission and vision, and you know what the project wants to actually deliver. You don't just jump into a project because you just want to jump into a project. Yeah, because as time goes on, we also see that, of course, social media is something that before now many people shy away from it, thinking that it's a child's play or it is something that has to do with it's of ridicule and things like that. But meanwhile, there are a lot of business opportunities. There are a lot of business sense and perspective for social media. So we want to explore all that in the little time that we have. Then we want to also understand the 5 C's of social media. These 5 C's are very, very important because they form the bedrock, the bedrock and the circle and circumference of social media operations as far as business relationship is concerned. Yes. So, and we also look at something that is very interesting, which has to do with social media being the new Garden of Eden. Yes. All right. So we move by looking at what social media is. Social media, from what we can see on the screen here, you can see that there is an interrelationship, an internetwork of friends. You can see that photos are involved. You can see that news is involved. You can see that videos are involved, messages are involved. These are various means of communication or various tools for communication or various resources, for communication. So, but on a definitive basis, we can look at social media as an online network that is used to connect with customers, with friends, with well-wishers, etc., for the purpose of building brand awareness, for the purpose of driving sales, and for the purpose of driving visibility. So social media, whatever you put up on social media, there it means that you want someone somewhere to look at it, to see it. You want a friend somewhere, you want a business partner somewhere, you want a company somewhere to see it. And what you are putting up there online, of course, can be in the form of photos, can be in the form of news, editorials, it can be in the form of videos, and so on and so forth. So moving on. Yes. So of course, when we're talking about social media, of course, these are the various platforms that are available. I know, so some of us can look at the popular Facebook. There's Facebook there, there's Instagram there, there's LinkedIn, there's Snapchat, there's YouTube, there's Twitter, which has now become X, and so on and so forth. So there is even Pinterest or Pinterest, whichever one, that focuses on, that focuses on interior decor, that focuses on pictures and fashion and things like that. But Facebook is the oldest, so to speak, and it's not just the oldest; it is also the platform where you can make a whole lot of money because it produces billions of monies every month and every annually, as the case may be. Maybe I like Facebook so well, and I also tell my friends that one of the reasons why I did not face my book is because of Facebook. So if you are like me and you don't want to face your book, you can face Facebook so that it can also get money and get popularity, as the case may be. Yeah, thank you so much, Charity. Yeah, I can see that the joke really entered there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So these are the various platforms that you can actually register your business or get into to be able to now enjoy the benefits of Facebook for your business. Moving on. Moving on. Yeah. So I did talk about the 5 C's of social media during the outline. And I want us to look at this very, very critically. One, the 5 C's, one of them is content. And I believe we're all seeing them. One of them is community. Another one is conversation. Another one is conversion and collaboration. Really, in no particular order, but in logical order, content should be the first thing. So you cannot talk about social media without talking about content. Content is actually what you actually put there for people to see, what you put there for people to now start buying into your product, start buying into your brand loyalty, as the case may be. Yes, and I used to tell people in some of my sorry, I am a comedian and an MC, and most times I discover that it's difficult to actually do anything without putting a little mix of it. So if I'm talking about content, I usually tell people that you are a container containing a content for this continent. So it means that if you are a container containing a content for this continent, it means that if you should be on social media so that I can be able to put that content on social media so that that content will now connect a lot of people and now connect to the continent and far and wide. So one of the major things about social media is content. You have to put content there. Content has to do with what you write, what you take a picture or a photograph on and put there, and so on and so forth. Now, the whole essence of the 5 C's is because it embodies everything that social media has to do for business. Your content is, of course, your product. So it's, of course, your ideas. And when you put this content there, the set of people that will now consume them, so to speak, that's a community. The community has to do with the people that are consuming your products, your ideas, your content, and things like that. That's a community. Now, then when you put your content in that community and the community sees it, one of the reasons or one of the ways to show that they have seen it and they can be able to engage with it is when the conversation is now sparked out of it. They now say, what is it all about? Do you mean, where are you located? Oh, can I be able to do half of the amount? And the conversation has already started. So that's where you now have that engagement coming in. So conversation has started. And when conversation starts, it means that negotiation has also started and things like that. People want to buy into your product or people want to know about your service and things like that. And before you know it, it gets into conversion. Conversion is when you can be able to say that, yes, because of this particular social media post or because of this particular content that was thrown to this community, which sparked conversation, I had a conversion. Conversion is when you have been able to say, yes, I've sealed this deal. This customer is ready to buy, or this customer has bought, as the case may be, or this customer has already fixed an event for me, or this customer has already, read what I had liked and has subscribed, and the rest. That's conversion. Now, we also have collaboration. Collaboration is important because, of course, you might have a community, but You might not have a collaboration with even your community. So collaboration is usually it's fewer than even the total number or total space in the community. So that collaboration is when you now start collaborating with people. You want to do things together, and you look for someone that is into health and beauty. Maybe what you want to do, you put up an event and the person comes, displays his flyers, displays whatever, comes to speak in the event and things like that. Or you connect somebody that buys to the person. There's a collaboration between your own kind of business and the other person. And of course, one of the things that I can help you do that is social media, right? I can be a brand ambassador. As a social media person, I can be a brand ambassador for another business. As a social media person, I can decide that the niche that I'm doing my social media post has to do with other people's business. It doesn't have to be me. And that is why in one of our seminars, somebody was asking a question by saying that must my face show in my content creation in my posts and things like that. And of course, we said that, yeah, it's good for your face to show, because it means that that's the face of the business, or it means that you value what you're doing and you are proud of what you're doing. But at the same time, your face don't really need to show. It's the content that is showing. The content is talking about you. Right. So yeah, collaboration is very, very important for you to be able to, have more clients and more people to actually work with. Moving on. Yeah. So while we're moving on also, I wish to say that the impact of social media on business and revenue is very, very important. Every business person wants to understand, why do I want to do social media? Like I said earlier on, which I believe we'll still get there. There was a particular time when anybody that is doing social media is like almost hiding and doing it because they believe that it's a wasted venture. They believe that it's a thing of ridicule. You understand? Parents, top business owners, and things like that, they don't want to go into the space. They don't want to be seen associated with social media but things have changed now. Things have changed even after COVID. Things have really changed even before COVID. But COVID actually made it exaggerated the importance and the impact of social media. Social media means that you may not really meet somebody physically before you do your business. Just a single post, just creating your niche and doing your business online means that you are in social media. So, for now, like I said, social media has been bastardized, but look at the impact that social media is having right now. Now, if you decide to be prominent or put your business on Facebook, which of course is owned by Meta. Meta owns Facebook, they own WhatsApp, they own Instagram. Yes. So you can see the number of users that are in there, right? If these particular users were to be a church, I don't know the number of branches they will have. They will have branches all over the world. So you can see the number of people that are on Facebook, active users that are on Facebook. And the crux of the matter is that this particular statistic is only correct at this moment. It is not correct before the seminar ends, because a lot of people are getting into the network. In fact, a lot of people are being born. Before I finish this network, I don't know the number of people that would have been born. I also don't know the number of people that would have entered into the age of maybe 16, 18, and things like that, so that they can be able to fully enter into the Facebook, even though they use it anyway. They know they have a way around it even before they get to the age, So what I'm trying to say is that this number keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. So it means that if your business is actually on Facebook, you can actually benefit from even the targeted digital advertising. Before now, for you to be able to bring your content to your product and services to the doorsteps of customers, you need to physically put it in the vehicle and move it for the person to see it, or go to a billboard, or go to a television station and all that, digital media, print media, and the rest of them. But now social media, in fact, if you are not careful, even in your house, you may not have put on your television for a long time because of the impact of social media, because of the visibility. You keep pumping things to you. So you can actually do your advert, and you can actually gain brand visibility and project to the world the particular thing that you want to sell to them, or the interest that you actually want to, push to them through social media, through Facebook. Same thing as WhatsApp. Same thing as well. You can see that, yeah, we have about 3 billion persons, active users on WhatsApp. Wow. And, in my place of work, WhatsApp is almost the major form of communication. People hardly even check their emails, even though, of course, email is also a part of, the socials and all that. People hardly even check their email. WhatsApp now is where you have people come online, build community, they come online, invoices are sent through WhatsApp and things like that. So you cannot be able to say that social media is not something that is relevant. No, it is for your business. Yes. So same is Instagram, right? 3 billion people and things like that. You put your feeds, you put reels, you put adverts and things like that. YouTube, you can see also 2.5 billion and so on. TikTok is also there. So even for those of us that are thinking that TikTok is only where you just go and dance and dance and dance. No, some people dance and they dance out money. They dance and money is falling down. You are not seeing the money physically as they are dancing, but the money is dropping in their account. So yes. So what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to drive on the point that social media has important impact on business and revenue. Moving on. Yes. In fact, I need to say that 97% of small businesses, even in 97% of small businesses, they use social media. If you are not there, then you are sitting on a long thing. You need to be there. You need to be there. Please, if you are not there, you need to be there. So if you can see what is on the screen also, you can see that Facebook has the most overall users, while its parent company, that is Meta platform, generates the highest total revenue among all social media companies. So you can see why I don't face my book, I face Facebook, Yes. So,
and we also had a big dilemma in terms of which England wingers to pick. And when that gave us this.
Okay. You need to mute. Yeah, so because social media platforms track monthly active users, rather than traditional subscribers or followers, performance is measured by global usage and corporate earnings. So yeah, most users, you can see, we'll talk about them in the earlier slide. Now, somebody might be asking a question, can I actually make money from social media? Yes, you can make money. Yes, you can absolutely make money from social media. You don't even need a massive following. Remember, what we're even doing here is that we're trying to grow our audience on social media. And growing your audience means that it's growing the numbers for your business. We're not just looking at number, we're looking at people that will patronize us, people that will talk about, or people that will give us referrals and things like that, or people that will share what we do, as the case may be. So yes, so the most common ways to monetize includes brand partnership. By the time you go into it properly, I talked about collaboration. I for this particular group, I know that Omiomio TV, for instance, has collaborated with Joy. What's her name? What's her business name again? Sorry, permit me. Collaborated with her. We've done something. We've done some videos that we put on Amazon. We've done something that's used for advertising and things like that. So collaboration is key. And even business analysis mastery. One of our business owner here too. Omiomio TV has collaborated with them very, very well, and so on and so forth. It is not just about Omiomio TV, but of course I have the microphone now. That's why I'm saying it, as the case may be. But of course, most of us also here, we've collaborated one way or the other in the form of patronage, in the form of doing things together with the pharmaceutical group that we have here, the business group, the trading group, and things like that we have here. Then affiliate marketing too. Affiliate marketing is such that if you are on social media and you understand it very well, these are deeper topics that we're going to take as time goes on. Affiliate marketing will help you to be able to get a percentage of whatever commission or whatever that you are doing for that particular whatever. For instance, if an Omiomio TV or a group here helps you to advertise or helps you to sell and things like that, and sales are concluded, why not? Why won't you guys be able to share profits? Why won't guys you be able to share commission and things like that? And besides, even if there is no sharing of profit, because we are all young business owners here, even if there is no sharing of money, there is sharing of ideas and there is sharing of collaboration. Right? Now, I have seen people's products online in faraway platform, far away in North America, far away in Africa, and things like that, that even that particular person did not post. These are all benefits and evidences of collaboration. right? So creator ad revenue and things like that. That's when you now get to the point where you are now earning revenue and things like that. Mind you, just as you have the possibility of earning revenue for your business, before you can be able to earn revenue for your business, of course, there are criteria for a business. You have to open up a business. You have to set up this. You have to set up a marketing team. Yeah, customer wants to buy. You need to take the goods to the customer before it pays into your account and things like that. There has to be terms and conditions and things like that. That is how it also is on social media. So once you're on social media, you can be on social media for the sole purpose of pushing your business out to the world, or pushing your interest out there to the world, or even making money on top of the business that you're also making money on. And that is why the accountants will always classify things like this as other trading income. So of course, you can also get income by being a member of a social media platform, right? You can also get monies by also getting it directly from social media platform. Yeah, moving on. Moving on. So don't forget, if you are not on social media platform, that means you are still in Egypt. Even though although Egypt is the center of civilization, but if you are not in that place, you are in Egypt. So I want to verify if anybody is not on social media, and the reason is not on social media, maybe we should talk. If the reason is because it doesn't have the technical know-how, maybe we should talk. And I know there are a lot of other people in this group that are into marketing, that are into brand, brand awareness and things like that, or branding, as the case may be, that can also help you to be there. You need to be there. Even if you are not going to be making money there, you need to be there to be able to push your business better and get better collaborations. So yes, initially we've been talking about just the number of people that are there, number of people that are in a particular platform may not guarantee what you are going to earn, but of course it will help. Just I used to tell people that two good heads, they say they are better than one, but sometimes 20 heads that there's nothing inside, one is better, So I'm just trying to say that even if you don't have all the billions of subscribers on your platform, you have 10, you have 20, you have 30. If you manage those 20 or 30 very, very well, and you are giving them constant, content that is coming out from you as a container for this continent, it means that you also be growing them, and they will also help you. They will become fans that will spread the gospel. And of course, you now start getting business. But on the business scale of it, I want to say that apart from the subscribers that we are seeing on those platforms, a lot of money is going through that. Do you know that like in Facebook makes more than 500 billion annually? Yes, that's the monies that go there. I don't think any bank, even the World Bank, you understand, even the bank of the world and the bank of the sky, I'm not very sure they can make that kind of money. And meanwhile, that is coming from social media, that everybody says, or everybody thinks before now anyways, that this is just this is ridicule. People just go there to go and dance and things like that. No, I want us to change that mindset. Although I know that British Africa Business Network, this particular group, I know we have a positive mindset as far as digital marketing, as far as social media, and as far as internet penetration is actually concerned. So because of course social media makes use of internet and things like that. So when I'm talking about the social media, I'm talking about everything that has to do with you having your website, operating your website very, very well, ensuring that what you are doing, you are pushing it towards SEO, search engine optimization. So once people search you on Google, search you on different platforms, they can be able to see you and buy from you first, or contact you first. As the case may be, there's a lot of money on the Instagram, on YouTube and things like that, subject to terms and conditions anyway. So yeah, moving on. Now, yeah, those are the financial breakdown. You can look at it. Of course, I cannot be able to finish everything about social media today. And even this slide is just a summary of what you can actually lay hold on as time goes on. Because I know that some people may not even be able to get the impulse very, very well now until maybe they settle down and they read it, or maybe they have a particular challenge, they now refer to the slide and it now solves their problem, because I know I do events sometimes. When you go for events and you are cracking jokes and you are telling people certain things that should resonate with their happiness, and they seem not to be happy, maybe at that point in time they don't need a comedian or an MC, maybe they need a pastor. You understand, to help them in their problem. Or maybe the volume of their problem is just too much. It's too much compared to what you can render. But you know what? The good news is that sometimes when they now get back home, I've heard testimonies after events, of MC, after events of doing comedy and things like that, that somebody will now start laughing when he has gotten home 2 or 3 weeks after the event. The person is now laughing. Maybe the wife will now call, say, I don't know what you did to my husband. My husband is just laughing in the bedroom. Maybe just remembered it and just started laughing. So what I'm trying to say is that all the slide we have there, take your time to go through them later on. It might be later on that you now begin to comprehend and understand all these things we're saying. Now, I need to be fast. Social media is the new Garden of Eden, right? Moving on. Social media is the new Garden of Eden. Now, for those of us that understand what the Garden of Eden is, right? Maybe we should refresh our mind again. The Garden of Eden is a place where you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Surprised? Yes. It's a place where you have the good, there are good fruits. In that Garden of Eden, I'm just imagining, because sometimes I just imagine that the Garden of Eden, that's where you have poolside, you have beach to relax, you have trees, you have vegetation, you have, that's where the vegetarians can survive. You have every beautiful thing, and you also have the serpent that craftily came and did marketing. He marketed Eve, and Eve bought into it, yes, and gave Adam. First of all, she took the apple, and when she took the apple, her eyes became very open, very, very, very open, to the extent that we don't know how many days or weeks or months or years that she has actually enjoyed the benefit of the apple before she gave to Adam. I pity Adam, because when she gave the apple to Adam, I discovered that, before Adam finished eating the apple has not even digested. In fact, that's why men even have Adam's apple. The apple was still here until God now shouted, Adam, Adam, where are you? He couldn't answer because there was apple in his mouth, So that's where the apple did not digest before, the call came. So what I'm trying to say is that in that particular Garden of Eden, there were a lot of things, good and evil and things like that. That is how social media is. Social media is a place where you can actually go and tarnish that same business that you're building in terms of, in terms of what you are posting, or in terms of what you are giving to the public. It might give the public the wrong perspective of who you are or what your business actually stands for. And it can also give your business the right visibility that it requires. And there are terms and conditions as far as social media usage is actually concerned, or as far as venturing into social media as a means to actually grow your audience and grow your business is concerned. You need to understand that is the risk management aspect of social media. I always tell people that when you are talking about management of a particular platform or management of a particular project, as the case may be, most people concentrate on the management of that project and leaving out the risk management of the same project. For every management, there's a risk management. So we need to understand all that, so that, because social media, because for a reputable company, even for a growing company, those structures are there. You have that your public relations department, even though it might be one person that is running it, maybe CEO for now, you are the social media manager, you are the MD CEO, you are the everything, you are the media director, you are the salesman and everything, but what I'm trying to say is that social media, you can have a situation whereby you get the negative reputation. You don't have good public image as far as the social media is concerned, then you are killing your business. But at the same time, you can get a lot through. I always tell people that, is it because you have heard that once in a while there is plane crash, or once in a while there is shipwreck and things like that, and you now want to travel to a place like Australia? I understand that Australia is like the end of the world. Then you now start trekking. Those 2 legs you are using to trek might not even see the light of the day. You understand? That's why you now understand that no, in every good or in every bad, there may be elements of good. So social media is a very good place for you to go, because it can help you to get direct sellings. Now, I'm giving us practical tips on what we can actually get from social media. Yeah, you can give you practical tips on your direct selling, right? For those of you that at the moment you are concentrating on building your business, even though you have put your business in there, but you have not gotten to that point. Social media can become another side hustle where you can, like I talked about other trading income, the accounting side of your business and things like that. There can become a side hustle from there. It can become a side hustle from there. There is also the 70-20-10 principle that I want us to embark as far as we start engaging very much on social media as a way to grow our business and business audience. 70-20-10 principle. The 70-20-10 principle is something that has to do with proper social media maximization. Now, 70% of most of the things that you should post, you can see that it should be value-based content. Many people follow values. Many people follow values. They don't just even follow business. It is when you are posting things that are valuable that you are building up that proper social capital, which social media is. Do you know that by the time you are posting things of relevant value and you have been consistent in doing some of these things very, very well, do you know that social media has a value, it has a financial value? The same way your company has a value, that's why your social media channel has a value. Off record, I've seen a couple of people that maybe they just want to hit the market, once and running. They probably invest in somebody that has a wonderful social media following and social media loyalty built over the years. So 70% of your post has to be value-based content. Then 20% of your post has to do with engagement, and 10% of your post has to do with promotion, right? Because you need to build brand loyalty first. I always tell people that customer service is an attitude, not a department. Customer service is an attitude, not a department. That is how also that even though your social media or your business is one that you want to create visibility so that you can make money, profitability. If you are putting profitability in the front, it may not just be. You need to work around all the processes on all the tools that will help you to become profitable. Focus on them more and the profit will actually come. So in doing that, you need to actually build your brand loyalty first by posting the right thing and doing the right thing on social media. Then you're constantly focusing, and because if you are constantly focusing and pushing on sales, like I said, it might become boring and forbearing to your customers and audience. So I want to advise you, don't talk at your audience, talk to your audience. Don't talk at your audience, talk to your audience, right? So what are the practical steps that we need to actually do to actually improve, this get business growth from social media? Like I've said, post valuable content. If it is possible, separate your post, separate your content from even your personal things, right? Because blessed are those who give credibility to algorithm, for they shall be filled with visibility. Now, algorithm is something that we need to understand. The same way your business is controlled by the board of directors, or the same way your business is controlled by your customers and things like that, in a way, that is how your visibility or making it on that social media platform is controlled by algorithm. So if you understand how the algorithm works, you know that you need to build your brand loyalty. You know that you don't have to post everything. It is not everything you have to post. You have to post according to your niche, If you look at one of the outlines we outlined when beginning this particular seminar, I said that you need to pitch your niche. You need to pitch your tent in your niche. It's important. By the time you are posting things that are not relevant, you are confusing the algorithm, because it is that algorithm that will actually show your content, right, to the world. It is that algorithm that will show your content to various customers based on what algorithm sees you to be. So algorithm is like a mentor that will look at you and say, okay, you have this skill, and all that. So algorithm will now start pushing those things to the right order. So post the right things. And as much as possible, social media is it's a big work. It's a big work. Most organizations have social media managers and digital managers and things like that. But because we are small businesses, we are still growing and things like that, you can You can be able to collaborate with people that know how to do it. Before you know, you start spreading your visibility and things like that. And you can also choose one or two platforms from all these platforms that are very popular, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the LinkedIn, and things like that, depending on the kind of business you're doing. If you are doing the kind of business that has to do with sales and distribution and things like that, I think you should also be considering TikTok, because on TikTok there are sales that goes on the TikTok. If you are doing corporate things that you want to be getting probably seminars to go and train people and things like that, I think you should also be considering maybe things like places like Instagram, places like LinkedIn and things like that. So that's another topic for itself. You need to understand what these platforms are and how the algorithm actually pushes whatever you put on this platform based on your niche is. So you need to also use as much as possible when you are posting. Posting is another thing. By the time you have already prepared your content, you want to you have already taken photograph of your catalog, your dialogue and things like that, and you want to push it to the public. The way and manner you're also going to post might also kill the reach. You need to know how to post very well to be able to get the right reach. All these things have principles and things like that, but you need to use strong headlines. You need to be deliberate. You don't just have to say, yeah, I've produced the video, or they've done the seminar, or they've done whatever, just push it like that. No, it doesn't work like that. There's a way you push it like that, you are going to get negative feedbacks. And one of the negative feedbacks is that the algorithm will not even push it to anybody and things like that. And your brand loyalty and your brand visibility is suffering. So, and as much as possible, even like you have started, engagement is very, very important. You need to engage with your customers. You need to engage with your customer. And that's why sometimes when you see people, you see them sleep and wake up with their phones and their gadgets. Although some of them are becoming terribly intoxicated by that particular gadget. But some people are making sure that they reply to comments. Some people are making sure that they reply to like for like, if there's anything like that. Some people are making sure that they forward and they post this thing. And that is the only way that algorithm can recognize that this person is a part of this family of social media. So these are practical steps that we can actually do to gain more visibility, to gain more brand loyalty, and to increase our audience, and ultimately increase our sales and drives our sales, as the case may be. Then another thing is also very, very important. There is the analytic side of social media, which you need to, like I said, there are so many aspects. There is a side where you are going to film, you are going to write, you have written the article, you have written on the blog and things like that, ready to post. Posting and distribution is another point again. You need to also understand that if you don't post it well, you may have destroyed what you have done even at the extraction stage, and even after then you have posted and it has gotten to certain reach. It is possible that the way you're also following up the engagement and making sure that you get feedback and work on the feedback, it's possible that you're also killing your reach. You are killing your brand loyalty as far as social media reach and visibility is concerned. So do analytics very, very well. Do analytics very, very well. Yeah, I'm sure the business analytics people here will understand why I mean that every business needs business analytics, because it is the business analytics that will tell you the trends of what has happened in the business, what is presently happening in the business, and what will happen in future with the business based on the trends, or based on all the information that you have gathered before, now, and now. Yes, it's important for us to see the future very, very well as far as the use of social media is concerned, and the use of, as far as expanding our business is concerned. And that is why, if you look at me very well, maybe you guys may not see me very, very well. I'm putting on a glasses that does not have a lens. You can see I can touch my eyes, I don't have to have a lens here, because sometimes the lens covers my view. So I want to see the future very, very well to be able to project, as a business analyst and as a social media analyst. So analytics is very, very good, so that you know how next to post and what next to post, and so on and so forth. But then consistency is very important. A lot of people don't grow on social media because they are not consistent. They are not consistent, or they have been consistently posting the things that are inconsistent. What do I mean? You have been posting dancing, and it's not as if you want to continue dancing. One day you now stop posting dancing, and you're now posting entertainment. Small time you now stop posting entertainment, and you're now posting your product. You're now posting your family. You are confusing the algorithm. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And I cannot tell you a duration for consistency, because I always tell people that consistency does not have a duration. In fact, consistency is eternity. As far as social media, growing of your business and audience on social media is concerned, consistency is eternity. Because if you attach a duration to consistency, maybe 30 days, 60-day challenge, you do it very well, and you stop there and you are not continuing to do it, that means you have successfully tried to become consistently inconsistent. If you stop posting consistently, that means you have successfully been able to be inconsistent as far as consistency is concerned. I hope I've not confused anybody. So as much as possible, get influencers, get collaborators, get into the social media space, and you see that your business will expand and your brand visibility will go far and wide. Remember, social media is the new Garden of Eden, where we have the good, the bad, and the ugly, where if you play your games well, you will be able to prosper as far as your business is concerned. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the little I have for us today. There is no way we can be able to conclude everything today. You understand? Yes, that's why a particular small child in the school, the teacher was talking about proverb, and he said that Rome was not built in a day. And the boy now raised his hand up immediately and said, "Okay, teacher, if Rome was not built in a day, that means it was built in the night. So please, it is not possible for us to conclude everything in a day." Several other days, several other readings, several other referrals will help us to understand why we need to be on social media and why we need to do it. Remember, it is even said that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. Yes, and consistency pays a lot. Like, I want to use myself for example. I think it was last 2 weeks or thereabout, I posted a post on my Instagram handle that I've been able to get 10,000 followers, even though, I mean, 10,000 is nothing. There are millions of followers and things like that. But of course, you have to start somewhere, you know. So the 10,000 followers I got on Instagram, if you can be able to go back to the Instagram and check now, that 10,000 followers, I think it has gotten to like maybe 10.7 thousand followers. I mean, 700,000 within the space of how many days or thereabouts has actually come. And it comes from a place of consistent postings and posting the right things and things like that. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, nobody knows it all. So I want to hear from us in the form of suggestions, in the form of experiences, and in the form of question. Thank you very much once more.